Well, hello, Star Wars fans, friends of the Virtual Cantina, frequent viewers, hardcore Jedi Archives fans.
At last, we will reveal
uh,
ourselves.
we are the Jedi Archives. If you're new to the show, introductions are my name's Jonathan,
I'm Obi Mike.
and we have a special guest today.
Special guest.
Hi guys. Also known as Darth Von Olin, so I feel it's very fitting that I'm joining for Shadow Lord. Darth Maul is one of my favorite characters, despite and actually because of all of his flaws, and we get to see them on full display in these couple of episodes. Oh man, is he a menace?
He's a menace and he's a mess.
Yeah,
he's a big mess, and he's
Oh my gosh.
He took some of the how almost impervious he is. I feel like sometimes the greatest fighter, all that kind of took it away. This got his butt kicked, but we will get into that.
Yeah,
today.
I don't think I like some of the things that we're seeing in this series, but we'll get into that in a little bit.
We'll get into it.
So
we're doing Maul Aftershow. Today we're doing episodes 7 and 8.
7 and 8.
7 and 8 episodes.
Chapter 7, Call to Oblivion. So Call to Oblivion.
We're almost
done.
At
nighttime. Yeah, only 2 more left.
It's crazy.
Next week's our last show. So thanks for joining us today. This chapter begins at nighttime on Janix, where the Imperial curfew has been implemented on public transportation, which has been halted as the Empire continues its occupation of the planet. And in an underground tunnel, Jedi Padawan Devon Izara and her new ally Riley Lawson reluctantly follow former Sith Lord Maul toward his hidden base. Riley suggests to Devon that they should try to sneak away when it's safe, but Maul overhears him and suggests that it would be wise to continue following him because they're both on the Empire's hit list.
Well, I like when you first come into this room. Oh my God, what's the little dude's name? I forgot his name. The crime lord. The crime lord. The only funny thing in the show, I guess the Spybot's funny.
Spybot's hilarious.
Yeah. What's the crime lord? The little one that's still with him. Good Lord, I forgot his name.
Oh, Ludi Varro?
Oh, Ludi.
Yeah. He's like, good to see you back. So I thought that was kind of cool. He's definitely I like his character. They have to have his character.
Well, he said, "Look who's back."
Called her out. He was like, "I see you've returned, you useless bitch." That's what he said. That's what I heard.
Oh, I'm glad you said it.
Yeah.
So he's been a great character, and to me, he's essential to the story. Just to break it up.
Hilarious.
So I really hope they keep him for multiple seasons. And I think he's a good asset for Maul. I mean, he took him to a new base. And so I think it's really good to keep him around. So I hope that's what happens. So, and not he doesn't end of a lightsaber or something like that.
I have a question that I want to pose to the group, and I think we can evaluate the answer as we go throughout, like the plot crunch and everything. Like, how much of a prisoner is Ludi versus how much is he staying there of his own volition? And I believe that's true for the police chief's kid. And for our Jedi Padawan, I think the line between consent in this situation is blurry at best. And he's a great example of that because at any given moment, Ludi could have taken off, right? He's some super powerful crime boss. We saw him kick some ass in season 1 or episode 1, chapter 1. And now he's just hiding out in this tunnel.
Well, I actually thought about that this morning. It's funny that you brought that up because I was thinking about, because how do you get to become a crime boss? Usually you're sneaky, underhanded. You get there, you do stuff underhanded. I think he's already plotting a takeover, honestly. Like, mate, long term, let's get Maul up to where he is, and then we'll overthrow him or something like that. Because I already can see, like, that's where he wants to stick around. You see at the end of the last 2 episodes, he's already trying to build up his syndicate empire already. I definitely see if he stays on for whatever 2 seasons, whatever. He's gonna have a time where he's gonna try and overthrow Maul.
He's just checking his cards, He's just checking his cards because he's playing the game, and he's just waiting because he knows he can't go toe to toe with Maul. He knows that, but he can't leave because he can't go up against the Empire. He knows that too. Yeah. So the Empire is way too strong for any one player. But as soon as Maul's out of the picture, meaning not on the planet, he'll take over.
As soon as Maul trusts him, if he ever does, that's when he's going to sell him out. He's going to say, "Oh yeah, right here is where this whatever part of this mission we have to do. You have to go there. There's gonna be an Empire waiting or something.
Well, yeah, because he had that truce with the other crime lord, and he stabbed him in the back.
The second Maul trusts him.
It worked out poorly for everyone else who tried to betray Maul. So I feel like Maul might be the correct side to be on in this conflict, at least in the short term. Like, find your way off world and then run away, and hopefully Maul gets caught up in some other thing. And Ludi is definitely critical. We won't give it away yet because we haven't done the plot crunch, but at the end of the episode reveals some really interesting information that's going to set up some stuff. So that's exciting. That caught me by surprise for sure.
Right. Well, the end of the second episode. The end of
the second episode. Yeah.
No,
end of episode 8. Which my understanding is everyone who is like a Star Wars fan site, media influencer, they all got to see episodes 1 through 8, but no one has seen 9 and 10. So we're now current with the fancy people who got to go in early.
Good. It's about time. So then we jump over to Brandon Lawson, who's with Jedi Master Iko Diodaki. And it's cool that Daki tells him that he should contact his friend Rena Sewell, because Daki wants to get off the planet, rightfully so, because it's very dangerous for Jedi there. The Inquisitors are there.
I want to give Mike some flowers at this point, because one of the predictions he had was Diko, Daki, and Lawson were going to be like work together and be a little bit duo. It wasn't very long, but right now that's what you're seeing. It's just them two working together. I was like, oh, this is one of the things Mike predicted, and I didn't really predict it, so it's a good prediction, Mike.
Oh yeah, I think that was the first episode, right?
We did.
Yeah. So back in the tunnel, Maul tells Devin about his former master, right? Because she's asking, they're getting to know you better, right? And we know he's talking about Sidious, even though he never names him, but that was his master. And he admits that unfortunately he's still alive. And then on the rooftop above Janek City, we see the Inquisitor Marak, who's watching down on the city. And then we see a stormtrooper greet him.
Did you catch? I think this is part you're talking about. He's doing the Batman on top of the thing. But you see the stormtrooper's talking to him and says, "You've been requested to help brief," and he just hangs up on him. I didn't catch that the first time when I rewatched it. He just hangs up on the stormtrooper. It's like, oh man, he doesn't care what the stormtrooper says.
Well, he's got that Vader. He's at the BD energy,
He's kind of giving like a command, like you need to. I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, all right.
It's that Vader energy. Yeah. So then, meanwhile, Maul returns to his lair, and Rook Cast is there and reports that the Imperial troops have been spotted nearby, and so they need to get out of there, right? And Devin's trying to escape now with Riley.
Maul said the right thing at this point. Says we have to leave. He even says the word immediately. We have to leave immediately. So when I was trying to think through my mind, like, were they always going to get what happens? I guess later, run into some trouble, or is it because something happens? And when I rewatch it, it's because of what happens next, and because they get spotted next.
Yeah, but he had told them that they were free to leave whenever they wanted, which is not really true.
Well, now he's talking to his crew. He says we need to leave immediately. And
but he had told Devin that they were free to leave whenever they wanted, but that's not really true because he's kind of forcing them to go with him because he doesn't want to leave without Devin. He really doesn't.
I think when he says that,
nor should he. You have one job, sir, as a Jedi Master, and it's not to abandon your apprentice.
Well,
correct.
Every time he says that, even when she was in the prison, I think we're maybe misinterpreting when he says you can leave whenever. It's not like he's allowing her to leave. I think he's saying she has the ability to leave whenever. Mm-hmm. You're a Jedi. If you really want to, you could leave, even if I try and stop you. I think that's what he's kind of trying to say to her. Kind of like trying to, you need to get confidence a little bit instead of I'm allowing you to leave. I think that's
But when they were leaving back to his lair, he told her that she and Lawson's son would be able to leave once they were safe at the lair. It was up to them if they wanted to continue with him or not. But once they're there and she wants to leave, he's not allowing her to.
Yeah.
He's saying
It's
that
funny
she
too,
has.
'cause
He told her that she has to go with him because he has a plan.
well, it's funny because every time someone's whispering or trying to not hear someone else, they listen. They hear them. He's like on the other side of the controls, like, "We have to leave. We have to take it." She can hear clearly. I was like, and then the same thing when she was talking to the kid in the tunnel. We have to run away. He's just hearing them clearly. Like, doesn't anyone know how to whisper or talk
I
quietly?
know.
I thought that was funny. I was like, okay, you guys just come on, be a little more subtle. But yeah, that's when they make their break for it, and he easily catches them.
Yeah. So then, of course, Maul Spybot spots the Imperial probe droid, which is kind of cool. And the troopers show up on the drop ship, and all hell breaks out. And then Devin decides, because Riley's like, "Hey, come on, we can escape." But Devin's like, "Oh, should I escape with them?" And she could have, but then she sees the dropship and the troopers, and I think it got the better of her. She's like, "You know what? Maul has a plan. I'm gonna go fight with them."
I did want to. What was her? You think just because Maul has a plan, I'm gonna go fight with him? Was the reason why she helped them, or is I hate the Empire was the reason why she wanted to help?
She does. They both hate the Empire.
But why did she? She had an easy way to run away. Why did she go help? What's your thoughts on that? Is it literally because Maul has a plan? I'm gonna help him.
I think
Well,
she's
that
sick
and
of Maul.
well,
Right?
those
She's
guys
gotta
killed.
be.
Those guys killed. They slaughtered all of her brothers and sisters. All the other Padawans. They were slaughtered in Order
Stormtroopers
66.
didn't do that. Clone
Yeah,
troopers.
yeah, they
that.
did. Yeah,
Clone troopers did that.
Mm,
but it was the Empire. It was the
Yeah.
Empire.
the Empire's
It was the
controlling clone
Empire.
troopers. We're going to get into semantics. But yeah, if I were a Jedi, who's ever fighting the Empire is my best friend for the day. And I think,
Mhm.
and you want to take out as many people as possible. Those innocent stormtroopers that don't know what they signed up for, that's their problem, that they're corpses now. Like,
Why are
there's
they
no mercy for
fighting
them.
for the Empire? Why are they fighting for the Empire? The Empire slaughtered
Yeah.
all of the Jedi.
Yeah.
They signed up for that. You know
the
what?
Republic.
That's
The
their
Republic technically did, but we're not gonna.
Yeah. Oh, and I think I think there's a lot of philosophy that we can get into about like how people sign up for whatever government's military, not realizing the full extent of their crimes, right?
Right.
No comparison to modern day whatsoever or real world politics. That being said, like there's probably plenty of innocent people roaming around. Like they joke about all the innocent civilians killed on the Death Star. You're working on a ship called the Death Star. I don't know what else to tell you. But I think in this moment, like the Empire, like invading Janix is definitely a turning point, I think, for every everyday citizen that's out there being like, oh, we messed up. Like whatever was happening here was far better than before than when the Empire arrived. And so if you're any of these people, you have to figure out how to take them down and build temporary alliances, which I think is what all of these things are. Like Maul's whole crew is like this weird combination of people that shouldn't be cooperating with each other. The Zabrix and the Mandos and the other mercenaries, our little dude,
Right.
Ludi, and now he's got a Jedi Padawan and the son of the police chief. Who the fuck is this mix? This is the weirdest group of people. So, but they got to survive the Empire, right?
All of them. That's right. They all have to survive the Empire.
Yeah.
So Maul soldiers are fighting back, shooting the second drop ship. But then during all of this melee, the stormtroopers managed to take Riley captive, and then Devin realizes, "Hey, I'm supposed to be taking care of this kid," and she calls him a boy. And did you guys catch how when she says, "I've got to protect this boy," and Riley's like, "Boy," because they're about the same age.
Well, see, now this is exactly what I was talking about. She needs to recognize this, that you guys said her hate for the Empire. She had a chance to save him. Her hate for the Empire made her go attack the Empire. Now he's captured. So,
Because of that.
Because her anger. So
It blinded her.
So and she needs to rein it in and not step away from hate. And so I think that was her big fall right there.
So I think that we're slowly seeing how she's being drawn into the dark side. Slowly.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Slowly.
We see next episode, she disagrees.
Too slowly. I'd also be an Inquisitor. What are we doing? By the way, episode 1, scene 1, when that Jedi Master was like, "Don't steal that fruit," I would have sliced his head off. Like, it would have been that fast. There would be no negotiation. I've been like, "Oh no, I'm going to eat this fruit and kill these people. Get out of the way. Get out of the way, old man. You've been doing nothing useful in the short term. What are we doing?" Like, I don't want to pretend that this is acceptable.
It wasn't even for her. It was for him because he's hungry.
Yeah, and she should have stolen a bunch from him, and she should have Jedi mind tricked everyone and then stolen their whole business. I'd be in charge of that business. Be like, oh,
she could have been like, you don't see me stealing it. This is fine.
You don't see me killing your friend.
They're Jedi.
I live in your apartment now. Like, what are we doing here? Why are you tired? Why are you tired, hungry, and homeless? I don't understand. It makes no sense to me.
Shocking revelation remarks. I would have killed him.
These are like the dumbest Jedi ever.
Exactly. This is why the Jedi fell. Look at you having morals and values.
They had
and
no
guardrails.
people
That's
skills.
stupid.
Nope, no street smarts
and zero
whatsoever.
survival skills to go with
Zero.
it.
I mean, Kanan and Ezra did it fine. It was you know what? It was the ones that were dropped into the streets. They did better. Like Ezra and like Rey, the ones that were dropped off into the streets, they fared so much better.
That weren't raised Jedi way.
Huh?
That weren't raised by the Jedi way.
Well, yes, because they had some street smarts.
Yeah.
So,
what is it? The Bogan?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Bogan. That's right.
Yeah.
The Bogan.
I feel like that's a slur, but I don't know. They use it as one, right? Yeah,
they
I know.
Use it, but
I'm gonna
like
reclaim it. Yeah, I've reclaimed a lot.
Yes.
I'm gonna be a Bogan Inquisitor, and it's just and it's really just like a small town, like I don't know, stabber. You just go around like stabbing people, but you didn't see that. It's like the lowest crimes. Like I don't want to run a planet. That's the other thing that it makes me crazy about Darth Maul. He wants so much responsibility. Like it's one thing to get revenge and kill people. He's so obsessed with like being in charge of shit. As someone who manages people and is important at my job, there's no way. Like if you could opt out, if you could just opt out and be an individual contributor, like go enjoy yourself. Like twirl your lightsaber, steal your food, stab some vagrants, have a grand old time.
Maul is ambitious though. He's so ambitious.
Too ambitious. It's too much.
Overachiever.
Yeah. He needs to
stop. But when they do take Riley, she manages to jump and grabs a hold of that drop ship. I was like, wow. You know what? I'm very impressed by Devon's skills.
She's great.
She is really powerful. So I'm very impressed.
The master's holding her back.
He is holding her back.
Or he's trained her well.
Well, both. He has trained her well. He has trained her well, but he's holding her back from advancing even further, because she's really powerful. But when she falls off the drop ship, she manages to get her escape, and she's able to leave, right? And she flees through a tunnel, and then back at Janix Police Headquarters, Imperial Lieutenant Blake tells Marak that the fugitive are being engaged as the incoming transport lands, and the 11th brother or 6th brother, depending if you want to go by the Ahsoka novel when he was first introduced, because in the novel he was 6th brother, but then in the canon he's 11th brother. So
things already been established. Ahsoka novels, not pure canon. There's been several things that's wrong with that. So
it's canon light.
Canon light. But I love that novel because it's so good.
I agree. It's one of my favorites. I've read a smattering of the books, and that one is an easy read, and it's my favorite character aside from Ezra. So I think it's an easy. I actually recommend it quite a bit for people who like need something not quite entry level, but like if you're not a young adult reader, like if you're our age, you're an adult, but you don't want something like Catalyst or something like super heavy or High Republic that gets like really intricate, right? The Ahsoka novel's easy. You probably know
like
who this character is.
A one-off.
Yeah, exactly. There aren't 7 novels to follow. Yeah, you get a one shot. Let's go.
A good way to remember the Ahsoka one is you could say it's a story told by a witness. That's why things are a little off.
I like that.
That's true.
She had like
third person account kind of thing. Yeah, I like that.
And the audiobook is read by Ashley,
Yep.
who is Ahsoka. So it's just like, it's amazing because it's her voice. So I love it. And maybe it's her child voice. So, you know, children tend to not remember things absolutely correctly 100%, right? So that's kind of...
You don't remember stuff all the time. You're way older than a child.
Anyway, getting back to this. So 11th brother. So Lawson tells Daki that he once worked alongside the Jedi, which is pretty cool. So he has some first-person connection with them. So he knows, he doesn't believe that they were traitors because he has that first-person connection with them. And then Daki tells him that he appreciates that and he has his hand on his shoulder. So that was a really nice touch because not all of the people in the Star Wars universe galaxy believe that the Jedi are evil.
Mhm.
I think
So that's
anyone
good.
who knew the Jedi, who actually had any type of relationship with the Jedi, knew that was false. It's just people who had no idea.
The problem is that there's one Jedi for every like billion
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
and so
Right.
the number of people they could have interacted with in a lifetime is an incredibly small number of people, and it's usually like in a military setting or some type of elite setting, and so everyday people never really get to hear about it. So you just get fed the propaganda, and
Yeah.
then there you go, and that's how we end up with Order 66. The Jedi are traitors. I love
Yep.
that moment though. I thought it was really important because it also
Mhm.
shows that like this police chief has his own set of morals outside of the structure of the empire, which is going to circle back to Two Boots later as we get to 7 and 8.
Yes.
Because like there's a difference between, and you know this from like the 9 box in Dungeons and Dragons and everything else, the difference between being good and behaving in a way that is lawful, right?
Yeah.
So those two things are not exactly the same. It's a vertical and a horizontal. And I think that our police chief is not just lawful, he's also a good guy.
Mhm.
And now he's going to have to figure out how to be a good guy while breaking the rules, which is always interesting.
Yeah.
Which he doesn't care about.
What did we say earlier? You can't be a good guy and save the world. You kind of have to kind of pick a lane a little bit. So
Yeah.
So he.
Mhm. The other thing too is the only ones that are going to remember Jedi are the boomers, right?
Yeah.
So then Devin is running from the opposite direction down the tunnel and reunites with Daki and Lawson. One thing that Daki tells Lawson is that he and his Padawan have this connection that they will always find each other no matter what. So I really liked hearing that early on in the episode. That
Do you
he
believe
knows
that?
I do because in the books, when I read the books,
it happened, and then Maul finds Rook pretty easily too later. And some people have this weird connection. I don't know how
they'll just have LoJacks on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jedi LoJack. But I remember
Apple
the books
AirTags are abundant.
Yeah, but in the books, I remember reading how I know she doesn't exist, but the redhead, oh my gosh, Mara Jade, she could anywhere she was, she could always connect instantly to Sidious. So I remember they always had that connection. So then they do connect, and then Lawson, he reunites with his son, and he's really happy, of course, right? And oh no, he doesn't reunite with his son.
They have to break his son out later.
Right. So she tells him that he has to break out his son, so he's gonna turn himself in, right? She's gonna help him to get his son back because she tells him, you know what, I lost him. I apologize. They have him. So he tries to contact Two Boots, but Two Boots won't answer him because he's in a bind. They're gonna hear him. So he throws.
That guy's thing doesn't have a mute. There's no mute.
I know.
He puts it in a drawer. I'm like,
it's like I can still hear that.
And it's like the one that's C-3PO had. Remember?
Yeah.
In the original movie, it was funny. Then we go back to the Maul's hideout, and Rook tells her Mandalorian mercenaries that they have to leave their heavy credits because they're trying to escape. And Maul's pissed because he wanted to take Devin with him, but she's gone, so he lost that.
Well, the Mandos are pissed too now.
They're pissed because they have no credit.
Say the only reason why they're doing this is for money. They're carrying their money, and she says, "Leave it." I wouldn't have left it. I said, "I'll keep up." I wouldn't have left it. Yeah.
She's like, "It's gonna slow you down," and then when they dropped it, it was heavy with credits. Heavy. I'm like, that's a lot of credits. I don't know if I would have left them all.
Yeah, I would have found a way to keep up.
Keep one box. Like. Well, we find out the credits wouldn't be particularly useful by the time we get to episode 8 anyway, but I
that's true. But you wouldn't have known that at the moment.
Yeah.
Maybe it would have helped them.
The thing we find here though is the implication that those Mandos seem to be aligned to Lady Rook as opposed to Darth Maul specifically. Yes. And if it weren't for the money, they wouldn't be there. So I don't think that that's how he rolls. I think that Maul demands loyalty. So I think at the moment, like you could view these people as temporary help. They end up becoming temporary help, but like they were never going to be part of the long-term plan, I don't think. Although I'm surprised that he still doesn't have a dedicated contingent of Mando followers, right? There must be somewhere who still would like wear the horns and all that shit from like Clone Wars, right?
I would assume so.
She does though.
She's the only
armor
one,
is different. Yeah.
Yeah. She's the only one with horns.
Yeah.
Especially since I think we discussed this last episode, he still has the Darksaber somewhere.
Yeah,
Dashed over
it's
some
it's on
things.
Dathomir. If we're doing the path of the Darth Saber correctly, I believe it is in his lair in Dathomir, because he doesn't pull it out again until Rebels, when Ezra and Kanan and Sabine find it.
So
Mhm.
I mean, the Mandos, as we can see, are pretty like they're gonna loyal to that Darksaber, so he could get a little more contingent when he wanted to. So it's interesting that,
Mhm.
like you said, there isn't more.
But do they know he has it?
But
Yeah.
why doesn't he like to know he has it if he can get
They
more?
know?
That's kinda
Okay.
like- so he's trying to keep it small. I think that's part of the reason. Maybe when he wants to, he'll
Mhm.
call on more Mandos.
It does
Okay.
seem like Janix was a temporary situation anyway, though, right? Because wasn't
Yeah.
he there to like bust up these two crime syndicates? Like it was never
Yes, he
meant to be a
was.
permanent home. He
No,
seems to
it
be
wasn't.
traveling around on a mission to like get back at his enemies. I don't know where home or like the next big part of the plan is supposed to be, right?
He probably brought just enough for what he needed. He probably, like you said,
Yeah.
he probably has more somewhere else.
This is the list like the bride. You know how the bride had the list, and she was going through the list of all the revenge things she was going through. I
Yeah,
think this is part of Maul's list too.
it is very Kill Bill. I totally see
Mhm.
that. So, yeah.
So then we go to the headquarters, police headquarters, and Riley's brought in, and he immediately asks for Two Boots, right? Who's no longer wearing his boots because they were not in compliance with Imperial procedures. And Blake tells Two Boots that Riley has been abetting fugitives, and Two Boots is like, abetting fugitives? Oh my gosh! She's like all shocked that he would be doing that, but he's still kind of like towing the company line, and he doesn't have the boots anymore, but because he has to like follow the rules.
Wait.
He's a rule follower.
Wait, pop in when he says, "I'm glad you recognize me, even though I'm not
Um,
wearing the boots."
What's he
Was
say? I'm
totally
surprised.
C-3PO with that like red arm or
Oh
whatever. I
yeah.
was like, "Oh god, these droids, they're so
No,
stupid."
I think he said,
I
"I'm
keep thinking.
surprised." Yeah.
I just keep thinking. You know what? I know they're sentient, but it's like, come on, you guys, you're sentient. At
Mhm.
what point are you gonna like really grab onto your sentience? But okay, so then we go underground to the Mandalorians, where they threaten to abandon Maul's mission, and Maul tells Rook to deal with them because they're not towing his line, and she replies that there's a price for loyalty of commandos, and that the price is steadily increasing, and adding that she believes that Devon's clouding his judgment.
Yeah, she
And
does it right back at him, kind of like,
yeah,
this isn't really all on them. This is because we should have left when you said we need to leave immediately, but you decided to go after
yes,
them. That's what I was saying earlier. You decided to go after them, fought on the bridge, got seen by that droid. If you didn't do that, you'd have time to get to your ship. You'd have time to take your supplies.
because it
Now,
was him bringing out the lightsabers that attracted the probe droid.
yeah.
That's what attracted the probe droid. It was the
Yeah.
lightsabers.
Yeah, even if the droid just saw somebody like running, it might not have called down all the troops. But since a lightsaber battle is immediately
Yeah.
clearing alarm, so
Yeah.
yeah, she threw it right back at him.
Right. Then Two Boots. Let's see. 11th brother.
Sorry, I think if Rook has a chance, she's going to take the kill shot on Devin. I think if she gets a chance.
You think so?
If
I think so,
they're
because she
like
sees Devin as a threat.
Devin there, she's like, she's hurting us. I'm going to take the shot. So we'll see if that happens. But I
would love that.
Yeah.
Okay, we should make some predictions. Well, do we do that at the end? Predictions for the final 2 episodes? Because
we can, yeah.
I think that Rookcast is not going to make it to the end.
Okay.
Well, also, neither is our Jedi Master Lizard dude. He's not making it either. That man. He's not surviving.
We made that prediction too.
Him being alive now is still surprising.
I saw him in episode 1, and I was like, "Girl, that is the reddest shirt I've ever seen. Like, get out!" Yeah,
we're surprised he's still around.
Yeah, I agree. I thought he'd be gone midway through.
But he's gonna die, and the death's gonna be blamed on the Empire. Either an Inquisitor kills him, or maybe even Maul kills him, but lies to Devin, says the Empire does it. But his death's gonna be blamed on the Empire, and that's why Devin's gonna kind of
follow Maul.
Yeah.
I would like to see her go dark side. Yeah, I'm here for it. Let's do it.
She has to. Yeah. So then we go to where are my notes?
The big fight breaks out now, right?
11th brothers on the hunt for Maul, resulting in the Shadow Collective being confronted by the Imperial troops on the bridge where their ship is parked because they're about to leave. And then the dropship cuts them off as they attempt to cross. And then Maul leaps down to another platform. And then the two Inquisitors follow, and we see more fighting between the Shadow Collective and the Imperial forces. Now, one of the Dathomirian Knight brothers uses a rocket launcher to take down another dropship, while the Inquisitors continue to hunt Maul through a series of caves that are dripping with water. So this was cool because usually when we see the lightsaber fights, it's always like in a room or in a castle or in somewhere, but not with water. So I think this is the first time we see them fighting with lots of water, and so we see the reflections of the lightsabers with the waterfalls and the nature. It was really cool.
Well, the only other time you see water is that terrible movie, the Rise of Skywalker, but that doesn't count. When Rey and Kylo are fighting, I think there's a bunch of water around. But that was
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, what a great battle sequence. Oh my goodness. Especially everybody's got a double-bladed lightsaber that's red. I was like,
it's a lot of lightsaber.
Oh yes,
like
a lot.
fan-made battles. I'm like, this is kind of one of the things I was saying in one of our other shows. A lot of this is fan-made, like what we would want to put down. Like there's a little almost predictable. Like how cool would it be seeing Maul versus Inquisitors, double-bladed lightsabers going all nuts? It's really, really cool.
Spinning and twirling batons.
But this is some of his he loses some mystique. He gets beat by him. He gets beat by them. So,
he does.
Yeah. So the only reason why I got out is kind of he fooled them and kind of went like this and he ended up pulling rocks down, but he fooled them good. But they beat him. So it was definitely a surprise. Yeah.
They kicked his ass. His metal his metal legs have been
through the shredder.
They've also been a weak spot for a very long time, and I don't know how it hasn't been exploited in the past. Like, it's no point during the Clone Wars did we ever take a shot at his like fucked up metal legs, and now these two knew what to do, and they got the better of him. They should have killed him, but they were taking their time and toying with him, which is what everyone does. So, and I know for production reasons we can't let him die, but like this man should have been dead like multiple times.
Yeah. So it was still an awesome fight to see because they're all using the Force too, not just lightsabers, even pushing, throwing each other around. So I really, really enjoyed it.
Well, and you know what though? To be fair, Maul is not at his best because as he was fighting, you could see sparks from his legs.
Well, so it's not to him though.
No, his legs.
That was a pre-existing injury from earlier in the episode, or the last episode.
I'm gonna push back on that because that knee kick was before he's doing his Zen lightsaber thing on the bridge. That is after the knee kick. So if he can do all that Zen lightsaber stuff on the bridge, I think he's pretty up to 100% where he should be.
He wasn't 100% because even when they were repairing his knee, they didn't do it right. He even said no.
Why didn't he get it repaired instead of, like you said, jumping around on the bridge?
Because his brothers are not surgeons. So even though they were trying to repair it when they were fixing it, go back to when they were repairing his knee.
But what I'm saying is he looked pretty good when he was doing that.
Pretty good is not 100% though. Yeah.
Well, it'll never be 100%. He doesn't have his legs. He can't grow them back.
Well, that's true. But
I'm saying the maximum his legs could be, he looked pretty good there. It wasn't his knee that went out. They stabbed him in his thigh. Yep. And so that was, and then after that, that's what was sparking. It wasn't his knee. So, I mean, yeah, his knee took a shot earlier, but I mean, I think they pretty much handed it to him. And I don't want to say he wasn't as strong as that. I mean, I think as strong as he could be, but that's what you see from pretty much the descent of Maul. I mean, in Clone Wars,
yeah.
Rebels, he's not as strong anymore. You see him he's past his prime.
Yeah. So, well, the other thing too is Ludi Vario's he's gonna take his shot, and he sees the ship. He's like, "Oh, I know what I'm gonna do," and he starts like running with his tiny little legs, his little pug legs. He's like running, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna make my way with my little Ewok legs to that ship," and he's running as fast as he can, and then he's almost there, and the Mandalorian mercs see the ship too, and they can run just a little bit faster than him, and they make it there, and they get on board, and they
Yeah, because
shut
they have adult human-sized legs.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they close it, and he makes it on the ramp, but he
When he
falls
fell
off
off
the
that ramp, I guffawed out loud like a child.
Me too.
Um,
Me too.
It was so stupid, and that's the kind of stuff that look. I laugh at things that other people don't laugh about. I was cracking up over that for minutes. I had to pause the episode because
Mark,
just him tumbling off the thing.
It was you and I
thought
laughing
was so
together.
dumb.
From coast to coast, we were laughing because I was on the California
Yeah.
coast, you were on
And
the
then
East Coast. It
To
was
top it off,
hilarious.
when they blow up the ship, I started laughing more because I was like, we called it. I was like, I knew it. I knew
Yeah.
these idiots weren't going to last. And
Yeah.
so it all worked out. Little Ludi
It
with
sure
his
did.
little legs survived. The
He
Mandos
did.
go boom. It was good times. Look,
It was good. It was karma.
and it's like so serious. This show's treating this like the most serious shit in the world. And then I'm in a dark comedy. Everyone else is watching a tragedy. I'm watching a dark comedy unfold in my apartment.
Oh, for sure. For
yeah,
sure.
good times.
Definitely. It's
yeah,
hilarious.
bless
It's
those
hilarious.
final minutes of episode 7. They were a hoot.
It was the best. I loved it too. I was cracking up. And then in the caves, we have Maul cornered by the Inquisitors. But the Night Brother interrupts just before the 11th brother can strike the killing blow. And that Night Brother he sacrifices himself by taking a lightsaber through the chest from behind. So Mark, no puns, but he takes it from behind to give Maul just enough time to escape. No comments.
That was pretty brutal, man. Yeah, I mean,
deaths in this show are TVMA rated. Like, yes. I'm impressed by 1, the quantity of body count, 2, the severity of the injuries associated with said deaths, the number of people who are just blastered, like seem just like high quantity, fast moving, and then the brutality of the individual kills, like that guy getting stabbed, like you saw like the light in his eyes go out, like it was just so brutal.
For a
I thought it was so well
show?
done.
For a children's show,
yeah,
this ain't a children's show. This shit is TVMA. It says so on my TV.
Yeah.
This would be locked out on the Disney Plus. Yeah, you can't show this to your children. First of all, they don't know who Darth Maul is. Let's be clear. Like, this thing is made for us. You know. Yeah, this isn't Jedi Archive, the Jedi Adventures. What is it? The Young Jedi Adventures. This is not for them.
Oh yes, Young Jedi Adventures.
Yeah.
One thing I hope we see maybe in the comics is the connection with Maul and his Night Brothers, because he's obviously distraught when this happens, but we don't really know why he's distraught. Is it just because they're the same species, or that's what I'm hoping the comics show something more when we get to is like him recruiting. I can't remember these guys. Icarus, I think one of their names.
Icarus is one. Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the other one, but I want to see him not just recruiting them, but have a bond with them, because he's pretty distraught when he dies too. Both brothers.
Oh yeah.
So I guess Maul and the other brothers, but so I kind of want to see that bond, and maybe with the comics. So I think we still have 3 more issues that's supposed to be prequel and shows that, because I really would like to explore that.
Yeah.
A little bit more. Maul was pretty upset about it, and I kind of didn't know why he was upset about it.
Well, because remember, they're the last connection he has to Dathomir, because his mother was killed, his brother Savage was killed.
There's no more Zabraks and Dathomir. That's what I'm saying.
The Night Sisters are dead, but the boys, I think, never got slaughtered, right?
Yeah. But I think of his connection.
Yeah.
Why are they
from when he was?
That's what I want to know. Like, what?
Because I think that these 2 boys were directly connected to him from Mother Talzin.
I agree.
And they followed him since Mother Talzin, from when Mother Talzin was slaughtered by Grievous. And so that's why they were the last connection to his mother.
And I think were they in the other episodes or something? Were they in Clone Wars or something?
I think in the comic.
That's what I say. I want to see this. I want to see that. I want to know why it hurt Maul.
Yeah, I need to go back to that to double check, but I think that's the connection. So I think that's why, because they've been loyal to him since that point. So they were the last connection to his mother.
I didn't know there were any publications at all before.
Yeah, because remember how he was in the next episode after the cave, when he's in the, having all the flashback memories.
Yeah.
And his childhood, I think it goes back to those memories. So I think I think that's why it was especially touching. So then he's well, where are we?
He dies.
He doesn't die.
The brother dies.
Oh yeah, the brother dies. I thought Maul. The brother dies, but that gives Maul enough time to get back into the cave to escape, and the two Inquisitors follow him and into the cave, and they tell him,
Sidious wants you dead. There's no
yeah,
surrender. No surrender.
oh, because he surrenders. That's right, and he says there's no surrender. Sidious wants you. Sidious wants you dead.
Yeah, that line hit because it was
Yeah.
like, I would think that Sidious would want him alive to talk to him and taunt him, but he doesn't even care anymore. He's like, oh no, you don't matter to me.
That's too much of a problem. Just get rid
Yeah.
of it. And I think Sidious probably regrets not killing him the first time when he beat him on Mandalore.
He should have just killed him then. He should have just killed him then.
I'm thinking now, Sidious like, let's just cut our losses and stop with this problem. So
And Maul just quips back likewise, and he just like pulls down the ceiling,
yeah.
and the Inquisitors just jump back, and he collapses the cave, and that ends this chapter. And we're going to jump right into the next chapter, chapter 8, the creeping fear, which starts up with this. It rewinds a little bit into this when it replays this again at the beginning with the collapsing of the cave, but it shows a little bit different because it also shows him scooting away and then jumping off the cliff.
Oh yeah, and a huge
doing,
fall.
And yeah, but he does the Sidious twirl, right? The Sidious twirl.
Yeah. Which I don't know how that's going to help you land. It really, but it just next scene you see he's knocked out.
Well, with the sabers, he cuts through anything that would be in his path.
You think so? You think it'd be that quick, like a laser beam, just go right through a bridge?
I think so.
I think it's just splat when the saber's sticking up. But yeah, but it was definitely cool to see the Sidious.
It was cool. Well, the Inquisitors leave because there's a collapse, and they see the rubble, and there's no Maul. So like, oh, we lost him. And then the spy bot is looking for Maul too, and he's not there in the rubble. And they're like, well, we can't find him. So they take off.
They got away, which is a little surprising. I thought they were completely surrounded. I honestly thought they were going to be captured. And whatever was left, 5-6 guys are going to be captured. But they got away. I'm impressed by that.
And there's a One Night brother left, so Rook comforts him.
He's holding a blade, like staring at a blade. I thought that was interesting. So I thought there's some kind of significance to that blade.
Yeah. And then we see Maul, who's at the bottom of the chasm, and he's looking at his reflection of his younger self in the puddle. And then he yells at his reflection, "I hate you." And then he starts getting all like sentimental. And this is the part where I was like, "Oh, this is not my Maul." It just felt like uncharacteristic for me. What do you think, Mark? Because you're really like, Maul is your guy. How did you feel about that?
He carries around a lot of trauma. What I don't need is him getting self-therapeutic about it. He's supposed to be like gloriously not self-aware of his flaws or why his motivation is what it is. I think this was a really clumsy way of trying to let the audience understand some of his backstory in case for some reason you didn't watch Clone Wars or anything else before this, because there's a lot of flashbacky shit that happens in these puddles. So like we're seeing him as a kid, we're seeing
like
him
his
get
whole
cut in
life,
half
right?
we get a little flash from Phantom Menace, we get some Clone Wars stuff. Like,
well,
they
had the Savage part. If you don't know who Savage is, that you're like, what is happening?
Yeah. I was like, by the way, we all know this. There's no one watching this show who doesn't know who Darth Maul is or what all of his baggage is. Least of all Maul. Yeah. And I don't think that like this worked the way they wanted to. Now, if you had put him in a truly mystical place where they pushed him down the hole in like Last Jedi or the cave in Empire Strikes Back or something like that, and he was forced to confront some of this stuff, that might make a little more sense for me. But like, this wasn't it. And it actually reminded me of those two things, which then made it worse. So I think this was the weakest part of the episode. Him trying to do the introspective, I'm not a villain, I'm a misunderstood, filled with trauma, and this is why I am the way I am. No, I like that he's a villain. I like that he's terribly flawed. I like that all of his plans are nonsense. And he's like singular minded about revenge, and fear leads to anger, anger leads to hatred, and he's damn good at it. Like, just let him be a bad guy and keep slicing people. Let's keep moving.
Agreed.
Um,
Agreed. Okay,
well,
good.
So they doubled down with it, which I thought was weird. Like he had the moment, and they went to those, and they went back and did it again. I was like, well, I don't know why they're kind of double downing with that. I don't. This is where I really came out where I decided I don't like the art style. I don't hit you. You keep a lot of close-ups on his face, and to me, it almost looks unfinished. And I know they did it on purpose. It's just not my cup of tea. I'm sure some people like it. I don't like it. It almost looks like the paint. Oh, just like the logo right there. The Maul's like not finished painting. I don't know if that's how I want my characters to look. So that really kind of glared to me right now during this. So I didn't care for it that much at all. But this is Sam Witwer all over. This is where his influence is coming in. He's trying to kind of make Maul a little bit of a good guy. He loves the character, and this is his influence is kind of coming in, saying, "Oh, that's kind of he's misunderstood. He was taken as a child. He's not as bad."
He's
So,
complicated.
He was taken. He is complicated. He was taken as a child, but I don't think that he's introspective in that way to be like sentimental and crying.
I think
think Maul would cry like that.
I think
like,
Sam's trying to do that. I think this is trying to push that because this is his baby. So he's not so bad. He's not so bad. He's a good guy. But yeah,
I would
so
rather him just lash out and be angry.
yeah,
Like, that feels more on brand for Maul for me.
Agreed.
Trying to see why he was angry. And
Oh, I know why he's angry. He was tortured.
Anger, but we already kind of knew that, so I don't know. Like you said, this is they're trying to show new people stuff, but kind of came across a little sloppy. But
I think it didn't work. It didn't work for me.
It's his anger. That's really what's trying. He's angry, and this is why he really wants Sidious. So I mean, that's what I have. Like I was telling Mike an episode or two ago. I had some friends watching. Maul. One says they're loving it, and one says he has no idea what's going on. And so it's just kind of like this is trying to catch some people up, but it's probably at the same time making people more confused because they probably honestly think the guy that died is Savage. That's probably what they're thinking because like who's Savage? So
yeah. Look, you just need to watch 7 complete seasons of Clone Wars at 22 episodes each. Who has a little bit of time in their weekend, in between work and children and everything else. Do your homework, read the Son of Dathomir comic, read that other comic, as you guys were pointing really out, didn't even bother to come out beforehand, even though it's supposed to be a prequel. What are we doing? What are we doing here?
Oh my God,
I'm so mad.
I know. Me too. And especially because the writers of that comic told my friend, don't watch the series until you've seen the comics first. So hold off. I'm like, how?
First of all, no one tells me to read. So let's start there. Yeah, I'm gonna start right there. And second of all, like, how could any reasonable viewer be expected to pick up a comic they don't know about to read before the show starts? Like, what are we doing? This is the tail eating itself with Star Wars, right? Like, I'm nervous about the Mando Grogu movie that, like, it's not going to be a wide audience the way that, like the Mario movie is going to make $1 billion. The Mando Grogu movie is going to make maybe half of that. We can't pretend that Star Wars is as big as we want it to be. It's not.
I always imagine big Star Wars to make $2 billion. I'm like, all right, we're gonna back it off, maybe $1 billion, but it's just like now I'm hearing projections, like you said, 5 to 7. I was like, wow, it's really. I think loved it, but
I think 600 million as a global number is aggressive.
I agree.
I mean, they're still gonna make a profit, but I want them to make just buttloads of money so they really lean into it and make more. But,
I would like more movies as well, but I think they need to be smart about like what movies they're going to make and how we make it accessible to a broad audience that isn't us, like the three of us on the screen.
It needs to be a continuation of the story and stop. I mean, this is another show, but stop jumping in the timeline. This needs to be Star Wars. That's what it needs to be.
You know how many people ask me why Darth Maul is alive? Like, just casual people who don't know, they're like, Darth Maul, why does he have a show? Didn't he die? And I'm like, well, if you watch the Clone Wars, you'd know that he's been back. And there's been 12 other appearances of him across comics. And he has a cameo appearance in Solo, a Star Wars story. And they're like, what? There was a Solo movie? Like, this is what I mean. People aren't following this stuff.
Fundamental problem is, why did he die in episode 1? That's the problem right there.
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, well.
All right. Anyway, back to where are we in this episode?
What we're doing.
Yeah. Are we halfway through episode 8 at this point? We have to be, because he's like moving through the wind tunnel of nonsense. Yeah.
So now we go back to the Two Boots.
Yeah. Speed it along.
We're outside the building, and Brander Lawson calls his partner Two Boots, and Two Boots finally is figuring out that oh no, he gets a call from Rena Sewell, who says that she had to go dark after the casino because the office was invaded by the Empire.
Yeah.
But now she has a transport and she can get them off planet, and it's going to leave in 2 hours. So they've got to be there or be square. The Jedi Master, Master Daki tells Lawson the Empire's expecting to make a move. And Lawson says, well, we can't disappoint them. So inside the police headquarters, a cop named Wade, who's Avery Kidd Waddell from The New Guy, tells Two Boots that Chief Kleiss is most likely dead at the Empire's hands, which surprises the droid because he thinks about it, that's not protocol. They should have just interrogated her. But they're like, that's not the way of the Empire. So finally, Two Boots decides to answer Lawson's comm call, and Brander offers to turn himself in exchange for Riley's freedom. So then Two Boots responds that he's going to make such a deal, but that wouldn't be protocol. But you can tell he's thinking about it. Then outside, Padawan Devon Azara tells Lawson that this plan is terrible, but Brander only replies it's the one shot that he's got to save his son, so he's going to do it.
Yeah, this comes back to the good versus lawful, right? And even Two Boots is getting it. Two Boots knows that he can go against protocol because guess what? The Empire isn't following the law either. Correct. They're doing suspicious criminal shady stuff. Shit. So why should citizens follow the law if their elected officials and government aren't going to?
Correct.
That's your philosophical question at the heart of this episode.
Which will leave for unifying force.
Yeah. Which, by the way, Gio is back.
I know.
I was so excited. He was like, "That was terrible," and I'm like, "Oh, I can't imagine." I feel like it's been going on for 2 weeks. That man was hacked.
So then Lawson gives the Jedi the coordinates to Sewell's ship, and he makes Master Daki promise that they'll get Riley on it. Inside the headquarters, Two Boots frees Riley and says, "I am rescuing you," which was so cute, And it was kind of like when who was that big droid that rescues in Rogue One?
Oh, K2SO. When
K2SO. I'm here to rescue you.
Jin. Yeah. Do not resist.
Do not resist. And he punches her, and she's like, "Oh,
yeah, so good." Oh man, that movie is funnier than it should be because it's like so serious, and there's so many moments of awesome, just laugh out loud nonsense. Mostly from K2SO. Like droids are inherently funny because they don't have a sense of like irony. And so everything they do is done with like perfect intention. And it's usually something stupid like that. I am rescuing you. And I was like, this is a mess.
So funny. Then we're back underground with Maul, where he started hearing voices. Now it's all the Maul madness, right? And he's seeing visions of people from his past, including the Inquisitors, a young version of Savage Opress, which is voiced by Sam Witwer as well. And of course, Darth Sidious, the Emperor. And his visions take Maul when Maul is taken from his home planet of Dathomir and being trained cruelly by to fight with his lightsaber. And there's of course with Obi-Wan, where he's being who's responsible for cutting him. Oh, you know what was cool too is they showed it from his point of view. So in episode 1, we know that Obi-Wan cut him in half, right? Yeah. But in this chapter, we saw him being sliced in half, but from Maul's point of view. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
So in his flashback, it was from Maul's perspective.
Yeah, the slice that came at the screen was like the slice that happened to him, right? When he gets chopped in half.
Yes,
that's cool. Morbid. And it's like, oh my god, this is what it feels like to get sliced in half.
I loved it. Yeah. It was kind of like a video game when you're playing, your POV. It's like, oh, I'm getting chopped.
Yeah. Look, that trauma's valid. His response to it is not, what I'm saying.
Yeah. Right. Correct. I agree. I agree 100%. And he says, my home, my family, my brother, all taken from me. Maul mutters, Sidious, you did this to me. Okay, whatever. So he's mad. Next, we're back at the city where Devon's sneaking to the parking garage and she steals a nice looking speeder, right? From this big bad alien who's trying to stop her, only to be knocked unconscious. We don't get to see it, but she takes care of all 3 of them, right? And then back at police headquarters, Two Boots escorts Roddy down the hallway, and he tells the stormtroopers, this is a prisoner transfer, which never works in Star Wars. And the troopers don't buy it, but he stuns them with his blaster, and he takes Riley outside. They meet up with Lawson, and then he's like, how did you know it was me? I don't have my boots,
Yes.
Again.
So good.
So good.
You might
And
not
then Brander
recognize me
says,
with this red arm.
I know. And then Brander's like, all right, you can take me in now. He's like, no, that deal is off, And then Master Daki appears from around the corner, and he starts defending our heroes because they're all under attack. And suddenly Devin shows up with a new speeder, and she mows down the Imperials, scooping up her friends. And she's like, you need a ride? She picks them up, and there's another great chase scene as they flee the ATST.
I want to make a note of the music right here. That was definitely newer, funner Star Wars music. Definitely like a Ahsoka song. It was like upbeat. I'm hearing it when it happens. Like, what's that sound? I'm like looking around. I'm like, oh, that's the TV doing that. So it's definitely I like introducing some new stuff like this. So that was actually real fun music.
Mm-hmm. And I like that she chose violence. I would have liked to have seen the actual fight, but the aftermath was just enough. It's like, all right, so far she's done a lot of things. She's like disobeyed her master. She's like hung out with Darth Maul. She beat the shit out of these people with like she could have like maybe negotiated. So her path to the dark side is like moving in the right direction. Not fast enough for my liking, but at least it's headed there. She's pointed in the correct direction given the circumstances. Is
she's
how I
stealing
would say
stuff, doing it quickly. Yeah, she's
growing up so quick.
Yeah, I'm so proud of her.
I know.
So proud of her.
My little Dorothy.
Where are we now?
Running.
Now we're back underground, and Maul's stumbling in a large sewer pipe. He reaches the ladder, but he can't climb it, because his leg is sparking pretty badly. And
this is the double down part where they went back to him visions. I'm like, we already did this. Let's wrap it up. So that's what I thought. The down part was excess.
Okay, so then we go back out to the city, and Spybot still can't find Maul. And Ludi tells Rook, "Hey, it's probably captured or dead. Let's just leave him."
Yeah. And then on cue, she's like, "He'll find us," and
he shows up, right?
I'm like, wow.
He pops up right after that.
Yeah.
And then we get to the part where Riley's talking with Devin, and she apologizes to Riley for not for preventing him from getting captured. And
not much she could have done about that. Like he wasn't good in anything either.
No, but he says he apologized for getting captured. That he was afraid. And she said fear is natural. We just can't allow it to control us.
I was gonna say at this moment, I see a twinkle in her eye. I think she has maybe there's some attraction for him right there. At this moment that she shows like she's caring for him, like I wonder if she's having some kind of attraction to him right now. Because definitely I got that from this scene right there.
We do have 2 teenagers in the whole show. So odds are. Yeah.
Yeah, and she hasn't been around boys.
Yeah. and all that's like forbidden with the Jedi, and now she's kind of leaning to the dark side a little bit. So
maybe might get her juices flowing. You never know.
Anyways, let's move on.
Sorry. Then they say, okay, they get to the predetermined location, but on the lift on the way down, Devin starts to get a bad feeling about things, and the Jedi want to turn back, but Lawson resists. He's like, anywhere's better than.
And then Daki backs her up. I would trust her judgment, which I thought was great. A little moment for the master. Trust her judgment. She's right.
He's like, all right, let's do it. But then the lift won't go back.
Yeah.
It's like on a one-way ticket. So he's like, call Soul. So he calls Rena, and then she says something, and I think it's like a code.
Catalog. We'll get you the planet catalog or something like that.
Yeah, he's like, oh no, she's been compromised. Yeah. And then after he hangs up, so then they know, and they try to get out, and they can't. So then down below, Blake waits in front of the ship with Soul. She's been, surrounded by the Empire. And 11th Brother's watching as the lift continues to lower. And when he gets to the ground floor, it opens up, and it's empty. And there's a hole that's been cut in the ceiling. And now Rena starts fighting back, and she's a badass.
Oh, she's like, she killed a lot of troopers, and then
single-handedly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought she really redeemed her. Look, what else could you do in that situation? If I'm her, you sort of have to look. The Empire's going to shoot you on sight unless you give them the information they're looking for. You have to buy them time and then work on a plan in your head about how you're going to get out of this, which is kind of the Lando thing, right? It's like, yes, we gave you up, but also we're gonna fix it.
Yeah. Well, I find her character really intriguing, and I want to know more about her character. So I'm hoping she's not dead, but I don't know. She's right next to that explosion, so probably.
Well,
But she's
I'm sure
very
she's going to be in the
intriguing
comic too. She's going to be in the comic for sure.
Oh, good. The prequel comic that we're all going to
Yeah.
fall in love with. Okay.
character. The
Wait.
last issue will come out 3 months from now.
Yeah. I have a two-pronged question for this. Do we think there's a romantic relationship between this lady and our police chief? So, and you don't necessarily need
definitely.
to answer it now, but like they're obviously friends. Do we think there's a romantic relationship? Is that the reason for the divorce seemingly? Or, and I think there's another stream to this, could the ex-wife or wife working on Coruscant for the Empire, could she be a rebel spy? Like if we know from him that he doesn't necessarily think the Jedi were bad guys, is there some inkling that the wife could also have similar beliefs that like the Empire might be the bad guys? And if so, if she's working for them, could it be to infiltrate? Or is she just working for the Empire and that was part of the reason that their relationship broke up? I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's only a year after, so she might have been working for the Republic and now working for the Empire. And so maybe that's what drove them.
Yeah.
It's really hard to answer that. The one thing I can say is he uses work as an escape. Not like he's dedicated to work. He uses work as an escape. Like he goes to work and doesn't deal with anything else.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think he does that. It comes across as maybe dedicated, but I think that's why he really does it. So I don't know why they really broke up. And I'm sure he had a very personal relationship with Rena. Is that her name? Before?
Yeah, Rena Soul.
Very personal. They worked together as bounty hunters, it sounds like, and we found out. And so I don't know if that has something. It could. She could say, why are you so close to this person? She could be kind of jealous, and maybe that's why. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And it is awkward because even his son knows of her, and he can't quite pinpoint their relationship when the Padawan asks him.
Yeah.
So
who's that? Like, oh, the other woman.
Mm-hmm.
I refer to her as the homewrecker. The new mommy. Look, I don't know. I don't want to assume that any male-female relationship in any media just happens to be like a love story, because I feel like that gets thrown around just so easily and it's so lazy. But like they seem to be implying their relationship is long and complicated, and certainly one where they're both breaking the rules for each other and trying to keep each other safe. That woman might have died and went down swinging to protect him and the kid and everyone else, right?
A long and close relationship. Very close. So I don't know. It could just be their best friends, but
yeah.
But
I think Mark,
I want to know more about her. Super interesting character, and she's got.
When I watched the episodes, I watched them with the audio descriptive, and in the audio descriptive, it did mention romantic like undertones.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm. So then they elsewhere in Janix City, Maul, Rook, and Vario hide out in the office of the now deceased crime lord Nicodemus. And Ludi takes a call on his encrypted communicator, and he tells Maul that he was talking to Crimson Dawn. Apparently, Dryden Voss has requested an audience. And so he says things are looking up.
Yeah, that was kind of a cool thing.
And that's the end of this chapter.
I know you had a prediction that what's Amelia's character? Kira. You had a prediction Kira was going to be in it. I don't know if she's going to be. I think she's too young for this. But
that wasn't it was my wish, not a prediction, but a wish.
But I mean, it's pretty parallel. Now he's going to deal with Dryden Voss, so it's right there. So, and because especially at the end of Solo, it sounds like Dryden Voss works for Maul. So very, very cool that we get
Dryden Voss is running Crimson Dawn, and we know that Maul is going to eventually be in charge of Crimson Dawn.
Yeah.
So we're going to maybe see how that connection happens.
See, I thought that Darth Maul had founded Crimson Dawn because he's red, and I feel like that's something he would come up with. So
new,
and then Dryden Voss worked for him, but now is he going to usurp it? He seems like an usurper, right? He does that. He finds his way in. He's like, "Oh, I'm in charge now."
He's absolutely going to usurp it because that was his whole goal from the beginning.
Well, I don't know if usurp it as make them listen to him, just like the Pikes. He's not in charge of he's in charge of the Pikes, but not like in charge of the Pikes.
Oh,
They
he's in
answered
charge.
to him.
He's in charge.
But they answered to him.
That
Same
They
thing.
double-bladed
answer to him.
lightsaber
That's in
says he's in
charge.
charge. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not making decisions for the Pikes. He's not saying
No.
do this,
But he holds the purse.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's going to be the same thing. They're going to keep their factions, but they're all going to answer to him.
Yeah, they're all going to answer, but they're all going to keep running it. But they all ultimately answer to him. He's still in charge of everything. Yeah. So yep. But that was another one of my predictions too. That I just hope I'm hoping. Well, we're going to get it. Maybe not Kira, but we're going to get. Hopefully, we'll get Paul Bettany voice acting in the next 2 episodes.
That'll be, this is a prediction, that'll be season 2. I do not think that's going to be this season.
Maybe we'll get a little voice. You never know. You never know. But that was something that I had.
Yeah.
All right. What were your overall thoughts of this episode? Loved it? Hated it? What they need to work on? What are your
holocrons? We usually do 0 to 5 holocrons.
Do you want me to start?
Yeah, 0 is you hated it. 5 is you loved it.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4. For both of them, as a combo. I think the only thing that pulls it down for me is what we were saying earlier about Maul and how his sort of introspection wasn't really working for me. But all the other plot points I thought were really strong. We're seeing the threads come together where our police chief needs to make some decisions that are outside his usual framework. I thought the Inquisitors chasing down Maul in that fight scene was incredible. I think the Empire feels really powerful and scary and are fucking people up. I see our Jedi Padawan headed on the path of the dark side a little slower than I would have liked, but like she's getting there. I see things coming into motion for what the finale could be, and that little Crimson Dawn drop at the end now gives us our exit plan of where we might be headed. So I'm liking the way this is turning out. Janix has turned out to be an interesting place with a relatively simple yet complicated problem to solve. The characters are interesting, and I'd like to spend more time with all of them, though I think most of them are not making it out alive, including my girl Rookcast. I don't think she's going to make it. I don't think our Lizard Jedi friend is going to make it. And I don't know if the police chief and his son are going to go off-world with us, but I'm liking where we are. I thought this was a really solid double episode entry, and now I'm in like full countdown to the finale because holy shit, we've got only 2 more episodes left and it's over.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Agreed.
How'd this happen so fast?
I know. Next week's going to be our grand finale. So likewise, I give it 4 holocrons. I thought they were a solid 2 episodes, except for that I didn't love the Maul sappiness where he's shedding a tear for himself, being all sappy and sad. To me, that wasn't really Maul. I don't think he would be all sad for himself. He's too like badass for that. It's like he wouldn't cry for himself. He'd be like, he's beyond that. He'd just be all slice and dice him down. He wouldn't be all sad and crying, moping. But other than that, everything was spot on and great. I loved it. So
what was your rating?
4 holocrons.
Wow. Mike, Mike always reaches for the stars on that. The combat, I mean, I guess 7 was fantastic. So I have to give it, if I give an episode ranking for the one, I think 7 was a 5, and then 8 was a 4. So we'll split the difference, 4.5. But I really enjoyed the combat, and I love the new music. That was such a high point for me when that dropped, that new music. And all the characters seem to be really, really, all the other characters, the ensemble seem to be really pulling it in, and I really think they're doing a good job on that. Just missed a few points, like you said. They doubling down in the sewer scene was what killed it for me. One, okay, you're gonna have that moment, but went back and we did it twice. I thought that was very odd. And the wind tunnel of ridiculousness, whatever you called it. What are we doing here? There's so much wind in this tunnel.
There's so much wind.
Just no. And so much sand and so much.
I want to say it's a metaphor, but I saw that wind. Like it wasn't a metaphor. Like I can see it.
Yeah, I thought that was so odd. But and then I want to know why some people are doing certain things. I want to know why Maul got so upset when he saw the one brother died. I want to know why they're doing this. So the big questions I need answers for. But I'll get them later, or I won't get them later. But yeah, so I would say 4.5 for me. All right, real quick predictions on the finale. So this is our penultimate. I can't say it. Penultimate episode. So what is the predictions in the finale. Where do we end? What happens?
Do you want me to start?
Yeah, you go ahead and start.
Okay. Rook Cast dies, which kills me a little bit because I love my Vanessa Marshall. Love her so much, but I don't think she's making it out. I think that our Jedi has to die. I think that our Padawan will choose to go with Maul and start on her path to the dark side proper. I also think that Maul will kill Marek, because we know that Marek dies and comes back in Ahsoka as like a ghost or whatever, right, through Night Sister magic. And we need like one of the villains to die. And we know that Sixth Brother isn't going to. So it's got to be Marek. So I think that Maul will kill Marek. I think that Janix will be permanently invaded by the Empire, though I don't know how much of that aftermath we're going to see. And I do think we are going to end up at Crimson Dawn headquarters, wherever that might be. And get to see Paul Bettany's character of Dryden Voss, and that will be the starting point of the next chapter and set up what the next season is going to be. I think those are the big things. I also think because it's Star Wars, they can't not give us some stupid fucking Easter egg that doesn't matter for anything, like where they just show Yoda or some nonsense, or like it's going to be that garbage, right? Like, and I don't think it'll be him, but like we are in the same time period as Bad Batch. And so in theory, and lots of people that we know and love are alive. Ahsoka's alive, Bail Organa's alive, Andor's alive. Like there's a lot of people roaming about doing things. And I wouldn't be surprised if they showed us like Ahsoka randomly, because that's the next show coming out. So like her doing something and is like, oh, Maul was here. I can't imagine they're going to cross paths again in animation, but like they will pull a stupid Star Wars Easter egg, insert granular description here for something.
Yeah. That's pretty close to dead on. They're not going to have a big finale like that. The finale is going to be a little bit of a what's next. So that's what's frustrating.
Yeah, set up for season 2.
They're making up. The story's made for multiple seasons. I don't know how many, but it's the storyline. They have the whole storyline, and then they're like, how many seasons do we have? And then they lay that down on top of that.
Yeah.
And so that's exactly how it's going to be. So we're not going to get the big Maul fight, Vader, Sidious, whatever this. That's not going to happen.
I don't think we're going to see Sidious or Vader in person. Maybe there's a hologram, but they're not meeting Maul.
Yeah, well, they're not meeting that. But like, there could be a scene on the Star Destroyer bridge where you see Vader like, or something like that.
He's going to breathe and look, which is what his big moves are.
We're Vader. We're going to lose our minds.
Star Wars fans will. They'll be like, oh my God, it was Darth Vader. And I was like, he was just there. He's also in every form of media for this goddamn franchise. There's nothing exciting you can do with Darth Vader anymore, I promise. Like, we have squeezed that lemon. It is out of juice.
I'm curious of where our heroes end up, though, location-wise. Do we leave Janix? That's what I'm like. Does Lawson, his boy, Two Boots, do they leave Janix or do they stay and fight for Janix? So that's the kind of thing I'm like, I'm a little.
They have to leave.
I think they're headed to Coruscant to meet the ex-wife.
I think so.
They got to go somewhere else but here.
Them wanting to stay and fight for their planet.
No, they have to leave.
I can see them moving on because he said he wants to get off. So,
I'm a surrender monkey. I am out of there so fast. I was like, we saw a Star Destroyer in the distance. I'm already on my ship. Like,
so, but then what's the grouping? If Daki probably dies, she might go with Maul. So
it's him and the kid and the droid. So
they're gonna hop on
Two Boots, the cop, and his kid. They're gonna go on their own thing.
It'd be nice if their friend Lena, was that her name?
The surviving woman. I hope the other woman goes with them. That'd be amazing. New family.
It makes a little more of a party instead of just like now it's just the cop's son and his robot. So it's like I kind of want a little more of a party, but that's what I'm kind of conflicted on where they end up. So we will see. But I think Maul gets off planet. Like you said, probably beats up those guys. So he might stay, but at least he has a way off planet and does talk to Dryden Voss or something like that. But Dryden's going to be more next season. But I'm super excited, and it's gone so fast. I can't believe it's already done.
Yeah.
Well, all right, before we get into Monday, it's also May the 4th. So do you guys have May the 4th plans on Monday?
Yeah,
I'm going to be
going to Star Wars Disneyland after dark.
Both of you guys are going, right?
Yeah, I'm going tonight after this. So once we lock this up, I'm heading to
Oh.
Disneyland for Star Wars night, but I'm also going May the 4th
Oh,
with
shit.
Sean. So,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So but luckily we'll have all day on the 5th to recover and watch.
Yes.
Mike, what were your predictions real quick before we move on?
Pretty much everything that Mark said. I don't think it's going to be anything like major because we do have season 2 already planned. So pretty much everything Mark said, same thing. But I'm excited about. I think we're going to get a Dryden boss.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, let's pay some bills. Let me go to the pages. All right. Boonta Eve, our big show. I think was that VIP tickets have already sold out, and I think we're just over 50% of general admission tickets are sold out. That's Boonta Eve special edition in Texas too. The Electric Boogaloo. Please buy tickets to this event. I think Sam Witwer was there last year, right? Didn't we have like a crazy lineup last year show up to it? They weren't actually ticketed to the event, but they did show up, stuff like that. So we have a lot of cool people who show up. Our big sponsors for this are NH LASIK Associates. They are one of the premier sponsors for the Boonta Eve, Texas. If you get your eyes fixed, please contact them. The QR code is on the screen. Some of the other sponsors for the show. I just want to thank them. It's going to be a great show when we do put it on. You can see all our names right there. Please look into them. You can also go on the website to find out more information about each of our sponsors. And this will be the lineup for them. As you can see, it is a lot of people we will have there showing up. A lot of Star Wars talent. They'll do autos and selfies. So, again, there's a QR code. Let me take the ticker down so the ticker's not blocking the QR code. Yeah, there's your QR code. Scan that. Give you a chance to join us in Texas. I know most of us will be going. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Texas was such a blast last year. I'm truly in countdown mode at this point. You know, we are less than 4 months away. We are in the 90-day mark. It is just insanity how fast it's going to be here. And before that, we have San Diego Comic-Con and a bunch of other great stuff. So it's going to be a really like wild year for the channel, for the group. I'm excited too about like having a slightly bigger group going to San Diego this year. And I know we're all going to be going to Mosh Isley together, which I'm so excited about. I've never been.
Tickets for the Mosh Isley. Yeah, I hope it's not sold out. But.
I think that we have. Let's talk offline. I believe we may have bought a bulk stack of tickets for our group. Because we ain't missing that. I love the people from Mosh, even though I've not been to one. I've watched all of them online, where you can like find the social media, videos and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, San Diego is going to be a blast. I'll be there working plus doing all the fun stuff after hours. And then for Texas, I mean, we've got Boonta Eve, we've got the main show. Like it's going to be just so much fun. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be my first time to the Texas one, so I'm super excited for that.
Yeah, it was wild last year. I mean, it was as much fun as I hoped it would be and more. And you can, when you build up something so big and you're like, there's no way to live up to the hype. It like lived up to the hype, which was kind of crazy.
Just the videos are super fun. I was like, oh my God, this is way bigger than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I'm so super excited about that.
That's going to be a blast. Mike, you're going to all these things, right?
He's not going to Texas.
Not Texas.
Are you going to Comic-Con? I don't remember if you got tickets.
Comic-Con, yes.
Okay. San Diego, we will party hard in San Diego. So I realize that we are not live, so there isn't like people in the chat, but like tell us in the chat if you're going to San Diego, because we will send you the details on our meetup. It'll be posted on the page, of course, as well. But like we are also going to be roaming together throughout the show. I know I'm going to be working the show mostly, but I'm going to try to like pop in and see you guys and try to do some fun stuff on the floor at San Diego, which is always chaos.
Well, I always see you on the floor, but you're always doing a video, something. You always got some big camera and talking. Wait, I don't want to interrupt them, but every time I see you, always doing some kind of video.
It's 10 hours of work, like straight through. By the time I leave that thing, my voice is gone. Like I just drink every night. I have like cough drops and tea, like an old lady. Like it's very that. It's really pitiful. I do know one of the nights we're going to try to go to the Top Gun bar, because it's like right across from the convention center. And I've got flight suits for that. So I was like, if people want to dress up,
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, one last thing. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We really appreciate all that. As you know, we can comment. We will reply. Micro reply. We'll share. He's even shared your comments with us in text. Like, oh, this person said this. So please like, comment, subscribe. We really appreciate that. And thank you for watching. And may the force be with you.
We are all the
thanks for having me,
Republic.
guys.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us, Mark.
Hey, I'm actor Chris Bartlett from The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, and Obi-Wan Kenobi, and you're watching Virtual Cantina.